Hey, to all the real estate professionals out there, I want to let you know the Buyer's Mind is sponsored by Homebridge Financial. Homebridge loan officers are experts in new home financing, and they bring sales ideas and strategies and market intelligence and programs that will help sell homes. To learn more about that, go to builder.homebridge.com. Homebridge Financial, home financing made easy. You know, if you're in sales, you're always asking, how do I provide better service? Maybe the other way to look at it is to say, how do we teach our customers to receive better service? Interesting concept. We'll get into it today on The Buyer's Mind.
Welcome to The Buyer's Mind, where we take a closer look deep inside your customer's decision-making mechanism to reverse engineer the perfect sales presentation. Now, please welcome your host, Jeff Shore.
Well, greetings, everyone. Welcome once again to The Buyer's Mind, the podcast where we really want to know how do we best serve our customer. We serve our customer best when we understand them best. When we understand how they think, we understand how they make decisions. And in this abbreviated episode, I want to talk about sales service. I picked up a book here by Carl Sewell called Customers for Life. Carl Sewell has a huge, very, very successful car dealership. And he's just an expert in his entire organization is on taking care of the customer based out of the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And in his book, Customers for Life, he teaches this. There's a whole chapter called How to Teach Customers to Get the Best Service. How to teach customers to get the best service. And the fact of the matter is that when we think about how we are going to serve our customer, we tend to look at it and ask the question, what does my customer need and what am I going to do here to take care of what their need is? And that's all good. That's all very, very good. But I think part of what we could do, and this is the point that Carl Sewell makes in the book, is to put ourselves in a position where our customers will receive the best service. And by that, I'm looking at it from this perspective. I can promise my customer all kinds of different things. This is what I'm going to do for you over here or there, whatever it's going to be. But can I deliver those things? Instead, what if I looked at it and I said, if I'm being honest, the best service that I can provide is if I provide it in these parameters and on these terms, and then I give that to the customer. This is the idea. See, we always want to say yes. We always want to just say, we'll do whatever it takes. We'll do whatever it takes. Guess what? Doing whatever it takes is oftentimes a bad business decision because you will upset the organization, the production process, the capability to serve well, any number of different things with a do whatever it takes mentality. Aren't we better off looking at it and saying, this is what we do and we do it well? So just as an example of this, if you are, let's suppose that you purchase a Mercedes and you're going to have it custom made, right? You're ordering it from scratch. Now, you sign the bill and you put down your huge down payment and everything, and the car is in the process of being constructed, right? There's the car, it's already rolling down the line. But then you decide you want to change the interior color. Now, as it happens, you got a buddy that works at the Mercedes plant. And you say, hey, can you look it up and see if my car interior has been installed yet? And your friend calls and says, no, it's going to be another week before we get the interior installed. Cool, great, thank you very much. Now you call the dealership and you say, you know what, it's going to be another week before they put that interior color in there. So I want to change the colors. Can you do that for me? Now, look, I've never actually gone to a Mercedes dealership and asked the question, but I'm pretty sure I know the answer. And the answer is no. And you know what they're going to say? We won't do that. Now, listen to that verbiage. What did I just say? They'll tell you that they won't do that. What I didn't say is they can't do that. I mean, they could do that. Theoretically, they could shut down the whole line just to be able to accommodate that. Would it be a good idea? No, it wouldn't. This is an example of whatever it takes being a bad business decision. So now if I'm the salesperson, what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to make sure that at the time that contract is signed, at the time that that car is ordered, I'm letting them know how the process works. You need to understand that once we hit the button on this, that everything goes into motion. And the problem here is that if you wanted to change something after the fact, it would reduce the chances that we could provide a quality product. And can I just tell you right now, we will never infringe upon our commitment to producing a quality product. You see what he did there? We just took that opportunity and said up front, these are the parameters by which we do business. If you're going to ask us to make a change, it affects quality, and we will not affect quality. Not that we can't do it, but we won't do it. Now, look, this is not a story about how to say no. This is a story about expectation setting. It's about teaching our customer up front, this is what we do. Now, look, I run a sales training organization. We get requests all the time. Can you talk about this? Can you talk about this? Can you talk about this? And in every case, my answer is the same. It is to say, we won't do that. And that's not to say I can't do that. Would you like me to talk about this? Because I can. I won't. Why? Because we know to stay in our lane. We know to stay true to what we can talk about and talk about well. And there are times when we have clients who come to us, it's not a good fit, either the client or the topic. So what do? When they come to me, they say, this is the program. This is what we can work on. If you ask us to do something different, that's not what we do. We can recommend somebody, but that's not what we do. I want to ask you the question. For what it is that you sell, how can you get to your customer up front and look at it and say, for the best experience for you, there are some things that you're going to want to understand. How can we set those expectations up front? If we set them up front, if we're clear, if we are honest, that is when we are training the customer to receive our best service. Because here's the thing. I might have to tell somebody, no, I won't do that. We won't train you on that. Or you might have to say, no, we don't offer that service and we won't offer that service. But what I can tell you is this. When you're in my lane, I will deliver better than anybody else on the planet. And you want to be able to say the same thing. In order to ensure that we do what we do really, really well, these are the parameters. You good with that? That process of setting those expectations is a gift to your customer. Because otherwise, when we try and be all things to all people, you know what you end up with? You end up with disappointment. By the time you're done, you cannot control the quality of your delivery of your product and service, and your customer pays the price. Set your customer up to receive better service, and you'll change their world.